This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, I feel like that it was needed to give out some advice to the small creator. Well, I mean, it can go for small creators or big creators. I guess for somebody that's dealing with hate for the first time, because man, dealing with hate, I can speak from experience. It's more so, it's an inconvenience, at least for me. But I know that there's some people out there where the hate can get to them. I've seen where content creators, where they've came out and admitted to that, how the hate has gotten to them. And, man, I just think that, stuff like that, because people, I feel like they'll argue and say that, then they should quit if if they can't be cut out for the hate and stuff. That's the thing, though. You shouldn't be going on the internet just hating on people just because. Like, that's the one thing I never understood about content creating, or just even the internet. Like, people purposely open up their computers or open up their phone and then they just start hating on somebody, and it's like, fam. And I just say that because I'm like, I can speak from experience of being a hater. Like, no, when I was younger, there was two people I remember. I wouldn't say I was like, I guess, like a hater today, like how they act, where it's like, oh, they're like pretty much harassing you, they're stalking you, like they could go to prison for the stuff that they be doing. But no, I remember the two people that I hated was Ray William Johnson and Rebecca Black. I don't know with Rebecca Black, she had that song Friday. Ray William Johnson, I don't know, one day I just woke up and I started hating on the man. But no, that was one thing though, was that I eventually ended up becoming a fan of both of them. Where it took me some time with Rebecca Black, because I was like, nah, that song Friday, it had me traumatized. But I think people, if they were to challenge me and say what is one good thing that you can say about that song, is that she was motivated. Rebecca Black was motivated. It might have not been the best song of all time, but it's definitely one of those things where it paved the way for her career. Because if you listen to her music now, night and day to to who she was back then. And then with Ray William Johnson, it was like there was never a reason to even hate on his videos. Like I just woke up one day and I just decided to start hating on his videos. Like he ain't did nothing to me. I don't know. Like I think I just watched his videos one time and I was all like, man, I'm all of a sudden mad now. I don't even know why. It was dumb. I was like, that was definitely, but it was a younger time in my life. Like I said, I was in high school, but as I'm older and more wiser with my decisions with the internet and stuff, I realized that, hate has never been successful. Hate has never had a successful ending, because I'm pretty sure that with Rebecca Black, there was a lot of people hating on her, but look at her now. She's still making music. So it's like, the hate obviously ain't, well, I'm pretty sure it probably did get to her, like a certain distance, but overall, she still followed her dreams. And with Ray William Johnson, it was like, he's still looked at as a YouTube legend. So what did my hate towards them, I guess, do for them? Because some people, I feel like they'll argue or they'll try to say that, the hate, sometimes it can motivate people. No, it doesn't. I'm hate is just, it's one of those things where if I had control of, I guess, like a social media platform, it definitely, I would be like, no, if you are caught like saying anything disrespectful towards a person, because you could easily just, just keep scrolling on by whatever their videos or social media posts, whatever it is, you can easily just keep on scrolling. You purposely, my thing is this, it's one thing, I guess, like, I don't know, like if it's somebody that, because I feel like nobody don't really deserve hate, but if they did something that's like, extremely disrespectful. Like, okay, let's say Donald Trump for an example. Somebody like him, I'm like, he puts out a lot of hate. So I guess, like, if you are giving somebody a taste of their own medicine, that's one thing, you know. But if it's somebody that's just minding their own business, they ain't did nothing to you, and you're just hating on their content just because, and it's like, okay, yeah, is that type of stuff? Like I said, if I was in control of a social media platform, it would get banned. I know there'd probably be some haters that wouldn't like that, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, how do you think a person feels where if they just had a long day from work or a long day from school, whatever the case is, do you think they really trying to come home and it's like, okay, the one place that they feel that they can escape to, like, let's say if they are a content creator, the one place that they can escape to is being a Twitch streamer or a TikToker or a YouTuber. Do you think after a long day or wherever they came back from, do you think they trying to see anything hateful? Do you think they trying to see people, you know, because I guess, like, for me, I just remember the times where people was, like, really hating on my videos. They was hating, and the thing is this, it wasn't even, like, fueled by them watching my videos. It was fueled by people talking about me. So that was the funny thing about it, was that a lot of the times, like, haters, they just be hating just because, like, because you see it nowadays where it's like people don't really, they'll usually hate on something when it's talked about in a video. So for an example, I guess, like, you know, yeah, my situation, it was reaction videos. So back in 2014, I think it started in 2015, but there was a lot of different content creators that were talking against reaction videos. So you had, I think the biggest was I Hate Everything. He did this video called I Hate Reaction Videos, and I think it was like, then there was like the ones where it was like started with like beefing with other YouTubers, but with I Hate Everything, I think his video was just misunderstood. I think a lot of people took his videos seriously, but it did kind of fuel and motivate some creators out there to make their own version of I Hate Reaction Videos video. So but no, yeah, he uploaded his video, and then and that was the crazy thing, was that, so like prior before that, because I think reaction videos, they had been getting uploaded on the YouTube for a while. Like, you didn't really hear nobody say anything crazy about reaction videos, because I think I remember looking that up one time. They said like the first reaction video came out, I think it was in 2008. It was either between 2006 or 2008. But yeah, they was like being uploaded all the way back then. And I remember when reaction videos, not my format, but it was pretty much the same format, just without the video being played in the corner, but it was towards like shock videos and stuff, like and I don't even know why people were like watching that stuff, because I was like, I remember when shock videos kind of started going viral on the internet, and I'm like, fam, I no, I don't like this type of content. Like, it's too disturbing and stuff. So, but anyways. But yeah, reaction videos, and then of course the React channel, where it's, I think it was like the Fine Bros back then. But no, yeah, it was like they were like editing the videos to where it's like you didn't see like their whole reaction and stuff. But no, overall though, it is something that people are curious about, because that is one thing, you know, people, they always talk about that you show the entire video. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so if I react to, let's say, a try not to laugh challenge, right? Usually try not to laugh challenges, it's compiled up with like a bunch of different TikTok videos. Let's just say, yeah, it's a try not to laugh TikTok challenge, right? So there's like 30-40 videos being played in the video. I sit down, I do a reaction to this try not to laugh challenge. Why would I edit out? Because there could be parts in that video that people, will want they want to see my reaction to it. Why would I cut that part out? Or if I'm like, okay, so let's say I do edit the video, but then after editing it, whatever parts I cut out, now I gotta post like 5 to 10 videos because, oh, somebody might want to see my reaction to this part. Somebody might want to see my reaction to that part. I'm like, wouldn't it just be a lot easier and make more sense if I just left the video how it was, and just uploaded it? You know, if I want to upload an intro or add an intro or outro to the video, I very well can do that. But at the end of the day, I think people just came here for my reaction. And then that was another thing that people would say, is that, oh, they don't watch your reaction, they watch the video in the corner. I'm like, okay, so why not look for the video in the corner and then just, you know, exit out of my reaction? Because I linked the video, so if you very well want to see the video that I'm reacting to by itself, then yeah, the video is linked. So at the end of the day, it's like, you don't have to, and that's the thing what I mean by like people when they'll just go, they pretty much, like, I have to say that's the thing with haters nowadays, is that they like to mimic and mock other people. I guess that, they agree with their message. So overall, it's like they can't come up with their own, I guess, version of it. They got it. Well, it's like it's pretty much like how if a movie like Friday the 13th, they come out with a movie called Thursday the 12th or something, and then it's pretty much the same thing as Friday the 13th. The only difference is instead of everything's happening at night, it's happening during the day, So yeah, they don't really, that's one thing that I learned about haters, is that they don't really add any things or change up any things. But it's funny how, like, they'll say that about us when it comes down to reaction videos. Like, you don't add no value to the video. All you doing is stealing content. And it's like, fam, you're literally stealing a whole content creator's speech and writing it in the comment sections, or you're either making your own video of it. So what reason, I guess, if we're going back to I Hate Everything's, his video on I Hate reaction videos, why would I watch his video if what he says in the video, you're just gonna comment it underneath my video, or make your own video saying the same exact thing? So what reasons would I have to watch his video? And it's funny, people, they don't be liking to think on stuff like that. And that's what I mean by, like, hate. To me, if they asked me, like, how would I describe hate, or how do I view it, it's a waste of time, because it really, at the end of the day, when you look at somebody that's driven, when you look at somebody that's, like, really motivated with content creating, or just with anything, it doesn't even have to be content creating, but when somebody is very driven and passionate about their dreams, do you think that person has time in their life to sit around and listen to somebody that ain't got no passion? They're not driven to do anything productive with their life. They just want to sit around and hate on people. Like, what sense would that make for me? I guess, throughout the years of me I've been a content creator for 16 years. So as long as I've been doing it, and you guys can see the passion that I have, where it's like, how many creators do you know with 50 different YouTube channels? How many creators do you know streaming twice a day and stuff, making music? Like, there's all this line of content that I'm doing. What sense would it make to make it this far with content creating, where I done accumulated over 200 million views, bruh? Like, that's just on one channel alone. That ain't even talking on all my channels combined. But I've accumulated over 200 million views, over 100,000 subscribers, thousands of followers across social media, and then millions of views on, like, I guess, whatever platform that allows me to post videos and stuff outside of YouTube. What sense would it make for me to just be like, okay, listen to the hate, give up, stop what I'm doing, and that's the thing too, where it's like with some haters, it's like you have it where it's like they get a little bit too personal. Like, they allow a video to upset them that much. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, this is a YouTube video. This is a reaction video that you're being mad about. Like, I honestly, like, having it, like, and it trips me out, because I'm like, people, they get so shocked and surprised by some of the stuff that I've told them, like, that haters have commented. And I guess with me, it's like, I just don't particularly care what they have to say or how they feel about my content. It's like, if it bothered them that much, they wouldn't sit around and watch it. But they sit around and watch it, and then they get mad at me because they're bothered. I'm like, how is it my fault? Like, that's the thing. It's like, when you look at your day-to-day person, right? Your average person, you wake up in the morning, either, just naturally wake up, or your alarm clock wakes you up. You get out of bed, you walk, do whatever it is that you do to get ready, either for work, school, whatever. You go about your day, you do all these different things, right? You're doing just normal day-to-day stuff. And if you want to change something up, you very well, you have that God-given rights to do so, right? But at some point in time, you find yourself on your phone, or you find yourself on your computer, you have access to the internet. You can surf the web, you can learn facts either about your culture, you can learn facts about a video game, you can learn facts about a movie. There are so many different things that you can look up. You take the time out of your day to look up TMossBoss. You see my latest video or whatever form of work that I've done on the internet, and you hate on it. And I'm supposed to take this hate seriously. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Like, I refuse to believe. Like, I guess, like, with me, how I go about life, trying to figure out what next form of work that I can do, and then when I look at the people around me, same thing with them. When I was working in Seattle, it's like you're working around all these hard working people, And that's the thing where I'm like, I just refuse to believe that there's these hardworking people sitting around hating on stuff. No, it's just like that. And that's the thing. You never see a hardworking person. You never see them focus on what another person is doing because they're focused on themselves. So that's why it's like, that's why I'm like, at the end of the day, hate has never been on the winning side. Hate, it ain't even if just looking at the word hate, and it's like, it's just, I guess like it can be used for some things, but at the same time, it's like the way that it gets used for the internet, like, like haters and, hating on content, whatever I just don't see that version of hate winning in nothing, because it's just, like I said, to me, it's a waste of time. All right. You don't gain nothing from it. You don't accomplish anything with it. I guess, yeah, there might be some people that were like, oh, I hated on this guy and he quit. And it's like, okay, well, that's that guy. He probably found something else that he's more passionate about. But it's like, to have it where, I guess, speaking on myself, and then it's like there's people that they'd watch like a 5 to 10 minute video either of mine or about me, and then it's like all of a sudden you have this idea of who I am like embedded in your brain. No, I just like, if I've done something to you personally, then that's one thing. But if I haven't, then it's like, how can you genuinely say that you hate me? And I ain't done. There'd be people out there where it's like they usually will use that word for somebody that caused some form of trauma in their life. I caused you trauma by doing a try not to laugh challenge, like, or even if it's any other form of content that I've done. That's why I'm like, man, at times I look at hate and I'm like, it is the most silliest thing in the world, bro. Like, at least how people go about it and things. But anyways, yeah, man. But hate, it's not, a winning thing. Hate has never, I guess, like, when it comes down to somebody that's very passionate about what because you gotta look at some of the biggest figures in the world, Barack Obama, I guess, like, yeah, when we're keeping it politics and stuff, Kamala Harris, well, okay, it's like, I guess, well, I wouldn't necessarily say like hate caused her to lose. I just think that, there's definitely, something, it just like, I guess how, Trump, how he was saying that the elections was rigged. I'm like, it's definitely something rigged going on with the election this past time around. But anyways, but I guess, like, yeah, just keeping it with, somebody that did win, Barack Obama. I guess I was gonna say Kendrick Lamar, but I'm like, he did kind of he was hating on Drake, but I feel like that there is definitely something going on behind closed doors. I have to say that was probably the only time in the history of hate when hate had won, because yeah, I genuinely think that Kendrick Lamar he hates Drake, but I think there might be something on going on that we don't really know too much about and stuff. But I mean, for the most part, it did get talked about in the music and things. But anyways, but I'm trying to think of some other figures, but yeah, I mean, like, you probably look at comedians. I would have to say that's probably the best example when you see comedians getting heckled, and then, but no, it's like they turn it into their like, I guess, a few minutes in their comedy special where it's like, no, I'm gonna get some content out of this. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this situation. When you're going up against somebody like that, where they're going to look at the hate and be like, I'm going to have fun with it, fam, there is no way possible you can genuinely think that if I overly hate on this guy that's having fun with me hating on him, that I'm somehow, some way going to win, I guess, in this battle or whatever you want to call it. It's not possible. But then even just talking to the people where I guess their mind can't take it, I can't take the hate. Like, if I get hated on, like, I'm just going to, chicken out and just, drop whatever it is that I'm doing. No, the thing is this, you should, even just talking to those people, I'm like, you should never allow hate to win in whatever it is that you're doing. So it's like, yeah, if you're a bad, like, yeah, let's say you're making music like Rebecca Black. My thing is this, if you want to grow, if you want to improve, but you want to do it for yourself and not listen, because there's going to be haters where they're going to try to take, credit for whatever growth that you've, went through or whatever you've accomplished. And it's like, no, you ain't gonna take credit for anything that I do. I'm like, it is me and my supporters. We accomplished all of this. You guys ain't did nothing. Y'all just sat here, accumulated space. Like, you pretty much got in for free. But I'm like, there's other people where they actually done put some hard work within my channel or with whatever it is that I'm doing. You guys ain't did nothing. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to understand about haters, is that they're never gonna outwork you. They're never gonna work harder than you. You're always gonna be, even on your worst day, it could could be a day where you're down and out, not even doing nothing. You're taking a day off. You still gonna be working harder than your hater. So that's why I'm like, at the end of the day, hate never wins. It never has won, and it never will win, besides Kendrick Lamar. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.